We are here at the Davey Crockett Tavern in Morristown, Tennessee. And here is the road sign. It says Crockett Tavern. Here stood the Crockett Tavern, established and operated by John and Rebecca Crockett, parents of Davey Crockett, 1786 to 1836. It was the boyhood home of this pioneer and the political leader of Tennessee, who was later a victim of the Alamo Massacre at San Antonio, Texas. Tennessee Historical Commission. And on the back side, it has a little thing that says donated in 2011 by the direct descendants of David Crockett and kin. We wish to thank the Davey Crockett Tavern staff, especially our tour guide, Christina Mosely, for her hospitality and a look back at history that she gives us. We would also like to thank Christina for allowing us to videotape her as she gives the history of Davey Crockett's time in the tavern. Yeah.
All right, the upstairs loft is where the tavern guests would lodge. They would be about 2 to 3 men per bed, or on the floor, or outside if it's a good enough night. And then Davey and his 8 brothers and sisters and his mom and dad would be down here in the main area, finding whatever spot they could sleep on until Davey's about 12. And then that's when Davey was a little naughty and he wouldn't go to school. And his mom and dad would try to threaten him, and his daddy would whip him, and he'd go, and in about 4 days total, and got into fights with some bullies there. And then his daddy would whip him again, and then he decided, well, I don't want to face the whipping I'm about to get for this fight, and so he goes off to the neighboring wilderness and flees for an extended time period, doing a variety of jobs, and then makes his way back here, and then Daddy sells him into indentured servitude. And Davey is gone for 4 years and comes back to Morristown when he's 16, and then finishes up the last debts that he still owes to his father, and stays with the landowner and their family in the neighboring Panther Springs community where the state park's located. And then at age 18, he's a free man and he starts going west. So this is his boyhood home. This is actually a replica of that. The original building, unfortunately, during the Civil War was used as a smallpox hospital and was later burned down to stop the spread of disease. But what we used to build this museum, the lumber, the beams, the logs came from area schoolhouses, log cabins, stores, all dating right around the year 1800 to about 1850, 1860 time period. So we give you as much of a feel for what it would have been like back in Davey's age. So other than the 4 years he was gone, this was his boyhood home from age 10 to about age 20 time period.
Okay, can you give us your name and what occupation you do?
Okay, I am Christina Mosely, and I'm tour guide here at the Crockett Tavern Museum.
Thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome. You are welcome. So let me point out, like, this is the main room where the tavern guests would share the news of what was going on. They'd get their meal, they would get their drink, and a tavern is not solely what we would know it today. We're just getting a hard drink. It was sort of your common room. It was the common house where you could gather, get respite from the stage road. And when you go outside in just a little bit, when you see the railroad tracks, that still follows that main spur going into Abington and Bristol, Virginia today to hook up to that main stage today. The other main stage, one of them would have been Highway 11E. That is also one of the main spurs. So downstairs in the basement area, we have Civil War artifacts, we have Native American artifacts, we have a first edition of Davey's autobiography, everyday tradesmith tools, plus a fragment of the well that Davey's father John built himself, found in 1949 on the property.
Cool.
In the bedroom next to the bed there, you're going to see two flintlock rifles. The darker colored gun does date to the time period. It's right around 1800 to 1830 based off the gunsmith. And the lighter colored gun is a replica of one of Davey's guns. The original is now housed at the East Tennessee History Museum in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we have more out in the corn crib. We've got a Conestoga wagon that dates right around the year 1800, donated by one of our local families, the Bibles. Two gristmill stones. The smaller of the two came from a flooded gristmill accident that happened when Davey was about 5. So we have got that here on site. So a 230-year-old gristmill stone. The last stop on from the outside on your left is a weaving loom room. We have some original hand-woven, hand-dyed pieces behind the glass, 2 hand-sewn quilts, and a weaving loom in place to get you to see that. So,
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Well, let me get this a little bit closer since
Yeah,
we were
sure.
scanning.
Absolutely.
I was a truck driver and become disabled.
Oh, okay.
And I've been a history nut since I was about 2 years old. I used to drive across country and see the signs for stuff and all that. And so we live in Dyer, and we started doing the history of the little town we were right there. And they were like, well, let's do tourism too.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been doing for the past 10 years.
Oh, okay.
This is Fess Parker.
The picture of Fess actually was, that's him in downtown Morristown. He is on the press junket for the upcoming King of the Wild Frontier movie. So that's him pictured in 1955.
Oh, wow.
That was my favorite movie when I was a kid.
Yes. We in our gift shop too, we have like the coonskin caps, we have the toy Betsy rifles, we've got the Disney films, we've got his autobiography. So we have a good collection of materials.
Now, this stuff here like this, the benches and the logs in the wall and how they're joined together and stuff.
Yes.
My grandpa taught me how to do that.
Oh, wonderful.
He taught me how the joints have, you put the joints together to where you got like this and this, so that water would run out. Keep it from rotting. If you did
Right.
that around,
Right.
your little cup with the log sitting in will rot.
Oh, okay. So you've got to have it very
Right.
specific of your
It's gotta
size.
be like this, and then it joins to the bottom log like that. And the bottom log's cut at an angle, top log's cut at an angle this way. So the log.
Here we go up the steps. We see the little loft room. This is where the guests would sleep. Thank you for walking with us through history as we look at the Davey Crockett Tavern, located in Morristown, Tennessee. Be sure to drop in and say hi to the historians there, and a special thank you to Christina Mosely for her wonderful tour. Thank you for watching and supporting Kentucky Tennessee Living as we bring to you the history of Kentucky and Tennessee.